Welcome, children. In your previous class, you have seen that trees like peepal, jamun, and neem shed their leaves in the month of March, and new leaves start appearing on them. Majority of the birds start making their nests also. I'll discuss the rest of the lesson now. Bird song can be heard round the clock. Crow pheasants deep-throated hook hook hook. Tree pipes harsh overture, followed by a tinkling of bells, and golden orioles' fruity mellifluous calls can be heard every morning. During this time, the songs of the birds are heard every morning, like that of crow pheasants, loud hook hook hook. Tree pipes harsh introductory music-like sounds, followed by the tinkling of bells, and golden orioles' smooth, sweet-sounding calls. Bird song can be heard round the clock. Crow pheasants deep-throated hook hook hook. Tree pipes harsh overture. Overture means introductory piece of music in an orchestra is called overture actually, and that means the music, followed by a tinkling of bells and golden orioles' fruity mellifluous. Mellifluous means sweet-sounding calls can be heard every morning. On a warm afternoon, the tuck-tuck-tuck of coppersmiths, Basanta or the crimson-throated babbitt sounds very much like the short blasts made by the diesel-operated flour mills in villages. He felt that the tuck-tuck sound made by the coppersmith is like that of the sound made by the diesel-operated flour mills in villages. And he used the figure of speech simile here. No songbird in India can match the magpie robin, Shama or Dayal it is called. It usually sings only in the early hours of the morning or at twilight and evening. No songbird in India can match the magpie robin. That means they sing very nicely. It usually sings only in the early hours of the morning. When do they sing? In the early hours of the morning or at twilight. Twilight is the time of the day between daylight and darkness. That means early in the morning, before sunrise, and after sunset. Little bit time is there. That means dawn and dusk time and evening. So this is the time they used to sing. So during the dawn, D-A-W-N, and dusk time, they used to sing. In March, the Lodi Gardens and the Buddha Jayanti Park are much frequented by picnickers. The month of March, many people go for picnic in the Lodi Gardens and Buddha Jayanti Park. Much frequented by means so many visit this park during this time. The Buddha Jayanti Park specializes in planting masses of the same flower for each bed. The specialty of Buddha Jayanti Park is this: they plant same flowers for each bed. In each row, they used to plant the same type of flowers. Whereas in the Lodi Gardens has quite a few flowering trees and beds of pansies, phlox, salvias, violets and other delicate varieties of flowers. In the Lodi Gardens, you will see few flowering trees and beds of pansies. These all are small delicate flowers. Pansies, phlox, salvias, violets and other delicate varieties of flowers. A good time for visiting parks is the afternoon of Holi, after the colored water sports are over and most people are tired or engaged in post-Holi feastings. So the best time for visiting parks is the afternoon of Holi. The day we play Holi, that day is afternoon, after the colored water sports are over and most people are tired or engaged in post-Holi feasting, just engaged in different activities after the Holi. That is the best time to visit these parks. In the Lodi Gardens, purple bougainvilleas, the most luxuriant and pristine variety of the species, make a splendid show. The Lodi Gardens, one special variety, that is the purple colored one, the most luxuriant and pristine. Luxuriant means abundant and pristine means fresh and clean. That means very fresh variety of the species make a splendid show. To be seen among the birds are owlets sitting in holes of old walls, taking the sun in with their eyes shut. The birds which are seen in this Lodi garden are owlets and shrikes. Owlets, they used to sit in holes of old walls, taking the sun in with their eyes shut. They close their eyes during that time and will sit there. And the other bird is shrikes. Shrikes are songbirds with a strong, sharply hooked bill. They are called shrikes. Now, you can gently spot the bay-backed and the rufous shrikes on the lower branches of the trees. If you go to Lodi Gardens, you will find these shrikes on the lower branches of the trees, bare-backed and the rufous shrikes. Rufous shrikes are the long-tailed shrikes. The shrike is also known as the butcher bird because of its nasty habit of impaling live insects on thorns. The shrike is also known as the butcher bird. Why? Because it has a habit of impaling or pushing the live insects and small animals on thorns. For example, the mouse and so on, they used to push on the thorns with their beaks, and that's the reason why they are known as butcher birds. In the last week of the month, spring vegetables and fruits flood the market. In the last week of the month of March, spring vegetables and fruits flood the market. So many varieties of vegetables and fruits will come in the market. Cucumbers and kakaris are on lunch menus. Cucumbers and kakaris, char we call, are on lunch menus. That means for lunch people start using cucumbers and kakaris. Watermelons, both cantaloupes and muskmelons, tarboos and karbusa are available in the market. Watermelons, both the varieties, that is cantaloupes and muskmelons, are available in the market during this period, tarboos and karbusas. In recent years, their quality has improved. Now, we can say that in recent years, their quality has improved a lot. In my younger days, you had to be an expert to tell the sweet melons from the tasteless. When the author was young, he says that it was very difficult to distinguish a sweet melon and a tasteless one. An expert only was able to say it. One only bought karbusa said to have come from Tong or Saharanpur. So, people used to buy, that means without any hesitation, bought karbusas which have come from Tong or Saharanpur, from Saharanpur or Tong. If the karbusas are there, people without any hesitation used to buy. Today, you have to be unlucky to bring home a flat tasting melon. Most of them are sweet and succulent. Today, you have to be unlucky to bring home a flat tasting melon. A melon which is not having that good taste. Taste is not good. Such kind of melon, if you are bringing home, you are an unlucky person because nowadays most of them are sweet and succulent. Most of the watermelons available in the market are sweet and succulent. Succulent means full of juice or juicy. Closely following on the heels of these earthly fruits come mulberries. So immediately after these melons come the mulberries, both the white and the purple variety. So immediately after watermelons, the next variety of fruits coming to the market are the mulberries, both the white and the purple variety. Mangoes from the south and the much fancied Alfonso from the Konkan coast can be had for a price in fruit shops catering to the rich. Mangoes from the south and the much fancied Alfonso. Alfonso mangoes are considered to be one of the best varieties that are available, and it is very costly also. From the Konkan coast can be had for a price in fruit shops catering to the rich. Rich only are able to afford this costly mangoes. Mangoes from the south and the much fancied Alfonso from the Konkan coast can be had for a price in fruit shops catering to the rich. The rich will be able to afford, but the ordinary people will not be able to afford it. But for locally grown varieties of this king of fruits, you have to wait for a few more weeks. For getting the locally grown varieties of mangoes, which is the king of fruits, you have to wait for few more weeks. Okay, children?